we were in some rocky times in our relationship, and typical things, you know, it's difficult. Relationships, you know, there's give and take, and there was things that I wasn't doing, she wanted me to do, and we had a hard time communicating with that. And it got to the point to where she couldn't really express herself, and she got frustrated and she wasn't happy. So she felt like she wanted to leave. I was devastated, you know. She's the love of my life. I couldn't see myself being with anybody else. And I said, you know, people do this for couples therapy, PTSD, and a coworker of mine, she had some, and she sold it to me, and my wife was like, would you be interested in taking this with me and just hanging out and see what happens? Because, you know, she tried it when she was younger, but it was ecstasy crushed into a pill, and who knows what was in it, right? Doing things with attention and being responsible. You know, we get a test kit, we test it, we know exactly, okay, this is MDMA and not a white dolphin or a red Ferrari or molecule, whatever, you know, because that's what we were doing when we were kids. So we both took about 0.3 grams of MDMA, and we watched Blue Planet, and it was beautiful. You know, we were like, oh, you know, the ocean and everything, and together we were just like, oh man, we need to be better people. Then the documentary was over, and then we kind of just, we really start to roll. Now we're getting into it, we're cuddling, you know, we're holding each other. And what it did for me is it made me shut up and listen. And what it did for her is it made her open and talk. And we talked for 6 hours, all night long. And she was willing to say without holding anything back. She just, everything that I did that she wasn't happy with. And I was willing to receive it without putting up a wall and, you know, being negative to where it would be a headbutt. It was more of an open heart, loving conversation. And we came out of that loving each other even more. And it got to the point where it's like, you know, this is something we should do at least once a year if we can, just to, you know, reset. If there's anything that's on our chest, we could get it off our chest without any kind of, and we don't even really need to do that because it made us better communicators with each other. You know, it made me a better listener, and it made her, like, she knows, like, she could go ahead and say what she needs to say, and I'm not gonna take offense to it. You know, like, you can't buy that, you can't afford it. Okay, I'm not gonna be like, what, why not? I worked hard for it. It's simple things like that in relationships that could get blown out of proportion if people just don't know how to have an open heart and receive. Be an active listener, right? Understand, let them know you hear them, and then say your piece. That's what MDMA did for us in my marriage.